Senegal versus the mighty Benin. Senegal 1.5, draw 4, and Benin 9.5. Both of these games were tight. It's the Africa Cup of the unders, and obviously the odds have that sewn up. There is no value. Obviously, we discussed Benin there, held Morocco 1-1 draw. They prevailed with penalties. They only had 33% ball possession, though I think we're looking at a Senegal win here. And just to get a bit of value, I'm looking at combining it with the unders. Do you predict Benin to score, and are they likely to keep Senegal, keep the match down in terms of goals?
I think we'll see the match kept down in terms of goals. I'm not actually sure if Benin can score. I think Kalidou Koulibaly is growing into this tournament. He's keeping them very well organised at the back. Yeah, I think it's strange that you mentioned that they only had 33% of possession in that game. It's a strange trend in this tournament that the team that's had the least possession keeps winning. Algeria had less possession. It was the same with Nigeria, Ivory Coast. All the teams that have been happy to sit back and concede possession and just bide their time and be efficient in front of goal, those are the teams that have prevailed. Teams that are trying to do too much in this heat and toiling away under the Egyptian sun seem to be struggling. So that'll be interesting to see. It might be a case of both teams not wanting to exert themselves too much, which I think is why we might see another unders game. I probably wouldn't go to under 2.5 goals, but I think under 3.5 goals looks good. I think if you combine the old classic, if you combine Senegal with under 3.5 goals, I think you'll get a pretty good set of odds. I think you get about 1.83 on that.
Yes.
That looks like a good bet to me. Benin, I mean, they did really well to beat Morocco. Nobody was expecting it. That game must have taken a lot out of them, though, because it lasted the full 120 minutes. They played the final 23 of them with just 10 men after Khaled Aldanon was sent off. They were chasing the ball for much of the game. They've had a 5-day rest period, but I do think fatigue will start to creep in. And I just think Senegal are the best team left in this tournament. The players they've got, the style of play that they have, they've got some players that are graceful on the ball, but they're also very powerful, very athletic. Sadio Mane is a real live wire up front, and Koulibaly at the back is very strong too. So I think they'll win this one. You can get sort of between 1.4 and 1.5. I'd stick that in an ACCA, definitely.
Yeah.
And Senegal to win and under 3.5 goals looks good to me at 1.83 as well.
Yeah, that's mine is Senegal and the under 3.5 goals at 1.83. Yeah, Senegal obviously the favourites to lift the trophy now that Egypt are out. But I do have to say I'm still liking though Algeria and Nigeria. To be honest with you, those three, with Algeria as my second favourites, they did beat Senegal in the group stage, and I don't know whether I would go and put my money on this Senegal outright, with obviously Algeria still in the tournament. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. Obviously, you can't argue with Algeria's credentials. They've been phenomenal so far. They did really well there to beat Senegal in that game. Riyad Mahrez of Man City is a fantastic playmaker, as we well know. He's really been leading the charge up front for them. But they look good in midfield as well. They've looked very comfortable in possession. I think they've been very, very impressive. But I do think that they've got a tricky game against Ivory Coast in this round of fixtures. That looks like it could go either way. I know Ivory Coast aren't the great team that we used to see maybe 8 years ago when they totally dominated Africa, when they had the likes of Yaya Toure and Didier Drogba. But they're still a good team. Wilfried Zaha is on fire now. Yeah. He's really changed their fortune since he came into the starting 11. And I think they'll give Algeria a really good game. If Algeria can get through that, then that will give them great confidence in their ability to go on and win this tournament. I think they're a very good side, Algeria, very well organised, good in possession. But I think Senegal still do just about deserve to be favourites, even though they lost that group stage game.